This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
They can get there.
Shauna Robinson watching some veterans go after it, and here's a big mess. Up high on the racetrack as Andy Belmont has taken his car around. There's not a lot of damage to it.
E.J. Hendrickson as well, the engineered components car with a badly bent up front end.
So we're under caution one more time here at Salem Speedway as we pick up the leaders now behind the pace car. They are as they were before. There you can see the damage to Hendrickson's engineered components Chevrolet as he leaves a little loose when he tried to tuck the front end down low underneath. Bill Whittemore and Shauna Robinson doing a similar battle back there in third and fourth position. But so far, Ross is holding them off while we have trouble on the other end of the racetrack there.
Todd Kuhn, 20.
Yep, the number 20 car is involved in that. The 82 of Jeff Finley.
Wow.
And the 5 car of Gerhardt. There it is. What a tough break for Bobby Gerhardt. The Kuwait Casino Chevrolet, kind of a deja vu all over again. Let's take another look from on board as we are with Gerhardt.
Coming into turn 3 here. Looks like he may have got tapped in the rear end. I saw the steering wheel jerk, and then he'll find the cement wall.
He got pushed pretty hard and somewhat continuous.
Speedway, but Hoosier brings a great tire as we watch Bob Strait work to the inside of Kurt Shelmerdine. They're door-to-door off and still door-to-door off the fourth corner. This is great in-car camera stuff. It really is.
Oh, yeah. Shelmerdine doing a super job of holding the high line up there, but eventually it just started to give up on him. And better traction down low gives Bob Strait the spot as we're watching a spin.
It's like Mike Buckley, maybe? Yeah. No? Yeah, the 28 car, Mike Buckley, out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, Midwest Mall Front Chevrolet.
Hats off to our camera guys for picking up a spin about to happen, and the director for going there is up there. It's pretty tough. And we talked about rookie drivers or drivers making their first appearances here, either at an ARCA race or at Salem Speedway. This is a tough place to learn. And guys like Dill Whittemore know their way around here at all. Man, look at the traffic jam up front as Tracy Leslie stays out of trouble. That could have been bad for the leader.
Absolutely. Look at Kimmel work and peek to the outside of the 56 of Dill Whittemore. He'll think about it all over again and fall back in line. But there's lots of traffic to deal with here. Yeah, look at Frank.
Oh, wow. Man, everybody loose at the same spot on the racetrack, and they all brought it back together.
Wow. He had his hands full. He was crossed up.
Yep, Whittemore up on the high side. Kimmel gathers it in, and he's got a pretty steady car. Now they're coming up to that same spot on the racetrack. And one of the things about Salem Speedway is you kind of set it up as a compromise from one end of this track to the other. They are very different, even though they look the same. The lines and turns are very different.
This is good stuff here.
Whittemore down inside. Baird still losing spots, and he tags the back of Whittemore's car.
Indeed he did.
Baird kind of lost the handle for a second, and so did Whittemore. And at that very instant, it was the worst time for them both to have done that, it looked like, on first look.
Well, here's an up-close and personal view of it here through 1 and 2. It looks like got into the left rear quarter of the 56 car, helped Dill Whittemore around, and the rest is history.
Well, Whittemore's car was a little loose. And, well, he held on to it there as Tim Steele got on the inside. Gibson was in the neighborhood.
And here comes Gibson along with Tracy Leslie, who worked to the outside of Frank Kimmel while he regains his composure. Wow, it was busy up front there for a while.
Well, Kimmel's very quickly down on the low line.
And look at this.
Those guys through as they go past Tim Steele.
There's a lot of shuffling going on, and how about this? Mark Gibson shuffles his way to the point.
Well, that's often the case, you know, when they come out with fresh tires, they just have rocket ships for a few laps till the tires fall off. They don't fall off far, but they fall off kind of quick. You've got great tires for maybe 8 or 10 laps, and then you've got pretty good tires for the rest.
And look at this, Tracy Leslie in 21. He's been relentless all afternoon, started 18th, and he's still there.
Mark Gibson in the 59 car with new sponsors on board this year. Kenwood Communications, Cornwell Tools.
That's the team car, the 51 car, the Marco Motorsports entry with Joe Cooksey aboard in the top 5 running well. Here is the battle for third. Kimmel and Steele side by side.
Two-groove racing at its best, and you gotta love it, whether you're at home or in the stands, as they rub just a little bit.
Here comes Shauna Robinson back in the hunt. The Kmart kids race against drugs.
Meanwhile, up front, while we were watching that battle for third, Tracy Leslie made a pass. on Mark Gibson. So it's hard to pick where to watch here on the racetrack.
There's so much going on everywhere right now. Shauna Robinson's got a lot going on. Working on Joe Cooksey, the 51 car. Cooksey had a big year in 1999, finishing 4th in points, hoping for even bigger things yet in 2000. Back with the leaders, 59 of Mark Gibson and Frank Kimmel. That's the battle for second.
Yes, indeed. Tracy Leslie has jetted away a little bit, but Frank Kimmel's got the rocket sled, and he comes down on the inside on Gibson. Gibson tucks very quickly in behind Kimmel and holds on to 3rd place. And then up from the back, we see that battle between Shauna Robinson, Joe Cooksey, 2x2 around the racetrack, but Tracy Leslie has kind of scampered away here in traffic to hold a pretty commanding lead.
He's tough. He's an 8-time ARCA winner.
Got the better setup.
Well, that and Tracy Leslie is the consummate veteran. Champion of this series way back in 1988. He has over 200 Busch Series starts, has a victory at IRP in that series as well. Mark Gibson, great run for Mark Gibson, the Auburn, Georgia veteran, 2-time winner, holding off 3-time champion Tim Steele in the latter stages of the Kentuckiana Ford Dealers 200. Shauna Robinson still in the hunt as well.
But she went a lap down after that incident. She's still running inside the top 10 as we watch Gibson and Steele going after here. Tim Steele, I would say that his return to ARCA racing has been a success. He has been a factor throughout this competition.
No doubt. No doubt about it. Right now, he's a factor in the race for 3rd. Here off the 2nd corner, Steele with a fender and a little more, a lot more, back to 3 and 4. He'll take the spot away from Mark Gibson.
That's beautifully done as he's quickly back up on the correct line at the far end of the racetrack. He sets up the pass at one end of the racetrack, completes it at the other, but knows he had to get back in the racing line in a hurry. There really is only one who turns 3 and 4.
Great pass, did a great job. Too bad Shauna got herself a lap down. She's just as quick as the leaders, but nonetheless a great job today, running currently 9th. She's got to be happy in her first ever Salem Speedway appearance. This place is tough and it takes a long time to get used to. She got used to it, I think, rather quickly and has done very well.
As Bill Baird works down on the inside of Shauna Robinson. Baird is in 6th and he is on the lead lap. So 2 cars racing against one another on different laps of the racetrack. Baird down low, Shauna Robinson up high. Baird up in front of her now and maintaining his spot on the track.
That is a Jeremy Mayfield, Michael Cranifus car, the Kmart car that Shauna Robinson will be campaigning all of the 2000 ARCA Series season. Back with the leaders, Mark Gibson working still with the 16 of Tim Steele with now Bill Baird in tow. 3-car tango here off turn 2.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. There should be more competitive women racers, and motorsports really one of only 2 that I know of, sports in which men and women compete heads up. Motorsports and equestrian as the 39 car goes around. Lamar Haygood finds the infield there in the cool young racing entry. Heavy damage to the back end of the car, and that's a late caution here as things seem to be pretty well set for the checkered flag. Now we throw a whole new wrinkle into this with a very late race caution.
We really do. There were less than 3 laps to go when the caution came. However, in the short track business, ARCA does not finish under caution, so they'll resort the alignment. They'll go back to racing. They'll go and get a green-white checker, 2-lap finish for the conclusion.
And that draws a very interesting focus on Frank Kimmel and Tracy Leslie, who were very closely matched on the first 2 or 3 laps after the restart.
Yeah, good point.
And then Leslie was able to stretch it out. So there's a few butterflies down there in the Frank Kimmel pit because they've been here and done this a year ago.
The restart. 2 laps to go, same thing last year. Green-white checker finish, 2 laps to go, back into turn 1. Frank Kimmel leading, cuts a right front tire, blasts the turn 1 wall. Bill Baird goes on for the victory. And there you see the heartbreak and his crew chief and brother, Bill Kimmel. Back in here in 2000, same thing. Different players, though. Tracy Leslie on the point. Green flag in the air. Frank Kimmel takes a run at him and takes the lead off turn 2, Brian.
Wow, that was a jet pass there as Kimmel decided he wasn't going to wait around for any subtle move. He just stood on the gas, put his foot to the mat, and takes the lead. Now, Tracy Leslie is the one dogging him at the white flag.
White flag coming at him now. He'll get one more shot at him. Frank Kimmel knows his place very well.
Leslie's alongside. It's side by side down the backstretch, a half lap to the finish line. Leslie's pushing on Frank Kimmel, a little rear tire.
Oh, yeah.
And and Tracy Leslie makes the pass. No time for Kimmel to come back. And the checkered waves on Tracy Leslie. A good, hard race to the flag, and Tracy Leslie wins it.
What a race, what a finish.
Wow.
Fantastic.
That's what ARCA has in mind with a green-white checkered finish, and it has been delivered here at Salem.
That's why they're standing room only, and I'll guarantee you they're standing.
You can see the damage to the right front of Tracy Leslie's car. A little bit of evidence on Frank Kimmel's number 46. Kimmel made one move. Tracy Leslie made a second, and the second one is the one that counted.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
This has been a special presentation of ABC Sports, spanning the globe to bring you the biggest events in the wide world of sports.